I started recording again, so we don't have all that preamble. So for today's session, we shall have a squishy ball and a stretchy band, and we might use this as well, which I think you have one of those, don't you? Yeah.
Yes.
So just have those nearby, but we shall commence lying on our back. And just feeling the weight of your body being welcomed by the floor. And if there's any little shimmying, shifting that you need or want to do, not just need, but want to do to feel a little more connected to the floor, a little more comfortable, or even just to explore what's what in the body of Anne today. And we'll move immediately, but I'd love to move it with the breath. So as you inhale, let your head roll to one side. Take as long as it takes to breathe in to go to that side, and then take as long as it takes to breathe out to go to the other side. Relaxing your jaw, doing a couple more each side. And when you next finish the second side, which only you know which way you went first, come back to center and slide the outsides of your feet up the mat so your knees kind of bend out to the sides, and then let them roll in when they naturally want to, so that your soles of your feet are on the floor and you're lying with your knees bent. And take your squishy ball and pop it between your thighs, as close to your knees as you can get it, but not at the knees. And again, we'll just meet our breath with movement. We're going to exhale to squeeze the ball, not 100% by any means, and inhale to relax a bit, not dropping it though. Exhale to squeeze, and inhale to relax. Exhale to squeeze, and inhale to relax. And then we're going to exhale and slightly squeeze and bring your knees towards the left, letting the right foot come off the floor, but your feet stay apart from each other, the width that the ball is forcing them to. And then come back to center. Let that right foot land, and then let the knees go to the right, breathing in, keep those feet apart. That left leg is hovering, except it's connected to the ball, and exhale back to center. Let that left foot arrive. One more on each side, inhaling. Take the whole inhale to get to the left, and the whole exhale to get back to center. And the whole inhale for the knees to go right. And the whole exhale to come back to center. And stay back at center. And breathing in, we're going to bring your arms overhead and relax the legs. As you exhale, bring your arms down and squeeze the ball. Inhale, the arms come up, relax the knees. Exhale, the arms come down and squeeze the ball. Feel that lift through the pelvic floor. 3 more. Breathing in, arms come overhead, relaxing your knees. Exhale, arms come down and squeeze. Keep your arms down. Inhale here. Exhale, squeeze, and then lift your bum up off the floor. Your whole spine up off the floor, but your feet and shoulders are staying there. And inhale, come slowly down. If you feel like you're likely to cramp in your hamstrings, at the back of your thighs, you might find it easier to have the feet closer to your bum. Exhale, grip and lift. Keep that grip as you inhale down. and only let go of the grip as you have fully landed, and then relax for the top of that inhale. Exhale, squeeze and lift, arms come up and over now as well if you can. And inhale, slowly down, keep gripping until you've just landed. And then we'll take a little breather from the movement just so you can grab your elastic band, keep the ball where it is. Yeah, great. And hold that band in front of your chest with your arms straight. And hold it about chest width apart, so it's not too wide, so that you can just pull out a bit and feel resistance without the arms being really wide. And then we're just going to do the same move again, keeping the arms up and pulled without them moving. Exhale, squish the ball, lift the pelvis. Inhale, keep a certain degree of squish on the ball as you come down, keeping that tension on the band. Exhale, grip the ball, pulling with the band, lift your pelvis. Inhaling, coming gently down, keep that tension on the band. Now we're going to grip the ball and lift up, and this time bring the band down to tap your pelvis while keeping tension on it, with the bum up in the air. And inhale slowly down, that's it. So arms come up as the pelvis stays down. And then exhale, grip, lift your spine and bottom off the floor and bring the band down onto your pelvis. So you're lifting the bum up while squeezing and touch. And inhale, come slowly back down. And last one like this. Exhaling, squeeze the ball, lift the pelvis, touch the pelvis with the pulled band. Excellent job. And inhale, come slowly down. And we're going to keep the ball there just because it's easier for when we're going to use it again. And just do a little work on the arms. Turning your palms inward, holding the band. So the inner wrists are facing each other. We're going to pull out and back to vertical. Exhale to pull out and try and keep your back ribs on the floor, keeping the arms straight for the moment. And inhaling back, that's it. Exhaling out and inhaling back. Don't let the band go limp on the return move. 3 more like that. Keep your shoulder blades on the floor, and you can keep a slight hold of the ball, which will help engage your core and your pelvic floor to support the movement. And then the next time you go wide, just pivot that band. Keep the distance between the arms and bring the left arm towards the left knee, the right arm towards the wall over your head, as if you're trying to measure the ceiling in different directions, and then bring it back to horizontal in front of you. And then the other way, right hand towards your right knee, left hand towards the wall above your head. And then back to center, breathing in and exhale, bring the band down and just pop it for now beside you and take the ball out. So I'm going to get you to slightly, I hope you're able to slightly deflate your ball. Are you able to do that with that ball? You have to kind of pull the little blipper out, or yeah. I get my thumb under it and behind it and push it out. And if you could make it about this kind of tension where it's kind of, it can go into a sort of flattish shape. Not flat as in there's still air in it, but that you can get a sort of flat surface on the sides of it, like a cake shape.
Slowly coming. This hasn't come out, and probably
the way I do it is I have to get my thumb back here to find the sticky. There you go. So if you can deflate it till you can make it into a sort of cake shape that either side can be flat, that looks good. And then put the sticker back in.
Yeah.
Now this is we'll use it in a sec, but have it right beside you.
Okay.
So what we're about to do with this is remarkably difficult. So we'll do it without it first so that we know what we can come back to if it's too difficult.
Okay.
So again, we're lying with our knees bent. The ball is beside you, ready to apply its torturous nature. And we're just going to press down the right foot and the left shoulder blade straight down into the floor. Right sole of foot presses down, left shoulder blade presses down. Inhale to release. Exhale, left foot, right shoulder blade, press down. Inhale, release. Exhale, right foot, left shoulder blade. Inhale, release. And exhale, left foot, right shoulder blade. And inhale, release. Keeping your pelvis, your spine really neutral, lift your right foot off the floor, bringing the shin parallel to the ceiling. And flex the ankle, or even better, do the Barbie high-heeled shoe thing. So press the ball of your foot away, but keep the toes curled towards your face. So it's kind of like you're wearing a... And then you're going to push that leg long as if you want to stamp the sole of the foot on the wall in front of you. So keep the leg about as high as the other leg, but straight. And then inhale to bend it again slowly as if you're pushing against a band. Exhale, push the leg long. Good. And inhale, bend it. Don't let the bend bring the knee closer than above your hip. So don't bring the knee towards your tummy. One more time. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend, and bring that foot to the floor. Exhale, lift the left leg. Shin is parallel to the ceiling, and imagine you're wearing a high-heeled shoe. So the ball of your foot is just a little forward, but you're curling your toes towards your nose, so you feel activation in the leg. Inhale here. Exhale, straighten that leg slowly as if you're pushing against resistance, and keep it about as high as the other leg. Inhale, let it bend. Don't let the spine wobble here. The trunk stays really still. Exhale, straighten. Keep the back lower ribs on the floor. Excellent job. Inhale to bend. Keep that foot activated. One more time. Exhale to reach. Inhale to bend and slowly bring that foot down. Okay, here's where it gets super tricky. We're going to put that ball under the back of your pelvis and get it as central as you can. It's under the very much the bony part of your pelvis, not your waist. So you feel it quite supportive, but if you were to lie there with your knees bent, you can kind of wobble on it. So what we're doing is deliberately causing instability, which is going to be very challenging when we start to move our feet. First, we're going to press down the right foot and the left shoulder blade into the floor. It'll probably feel a bit more effortful than when you were flat. Inhale to relax. Exhale, left foot, right shoulder. Inhale, relax. Exhale, press your right foot and left shoulder down. Inhale, relax. And last time, press your left foot and right shoulder down. Inhale, relax. Now, this is where it'll get even trickier. We're going to take very slowly the right foot off the floor, and you'll feel this instability, just this tiny little wobble that's adding more difficulty than you can imagine. There's little tiny muscles having to respond to the wobble. Exhale, straighten that right leg like we did before. And inhale to bend it. You'll feel a bit more wobble and stabilizing required. Exhale to straighten. Keep the lower back ribs on the floor. Inhale to bend. This time we're going to come up, if you can, onto your left toes. So the left heel is going to be off the floor. And then we're going to straighten the right leg. More instability. Inhale to bend. Exhale to straighten the right leg. Inhale to bend and bring that foot to the floor. And exhale the left foot up. Left knee vertical over the hip. And you're going to get your Barbie foot on, and we're exhale to straighten the left leg. Keep it controlled. Lower back ribs on the floor. Inhale to bend. Exhale to straighten. Don't let the ribs poke forwards. Exhale to bend. Come up to your right toes if you can. More instability, straighten the left. Inhale to bend. Exhale to straighten. Inhale to bend and keep it there. And we're just going to try and tap the right foot 5 times. Tap, up and down. 5, 4, great. 3, 2, 1. And swap the legs in mid-air if you can. That's it. And then tap the left toes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that left foot up in line with the right foot if you can. And just notice the tiny wobbles or the big wobbles. And as long as you don't feel compromised in your lower back, see what you can do to manage and breathe with that core strengthening. And if you have any last bit of strength and unwobbliness left in you, exhale to straighten the right leg and swap in midair, straightening the left and straightening the right. Reach them more forward towards the wall rather than up to the ceiling. Sort of a cycling motion, straighten left and straighten right. Don't let that lower back feel vulnerable. And 2 more on each side if you can manage. Minding the wobble. And when you feel ready, take 1 foot carefully to the floor and then the other. Press down through your feet, engage your buttocks and pelvic floor. Lift just enough to take the ball out and settle your body back down. And unless it feels sort of spookily arched, take your legs out long and your arms wide and high, sort of in a very wide Y shape above your head. But if that feels scary, having the legs long, bend them up again and just do the arms. A nice long stretch for your core, your abdominal muscles, which have just worked super duper hard. And then when you're ready, we're going to roll onto your tummy. We're going to use the ball, but it doesn't matter. The inflation doesn't matter because it's just going to be used as a toy, really, rather than a strength requirement. So resting, I'm just going to rest my head on a block, but I'd like you to rest it on the floor. It's just so my voice doesn't get smothered into the floor. So you're resting your head on the floor if you can, and hold the ball just above the top of your head with your elbows out wide. Inhale here. And as you exhale, just lift your elbows. Feel the muscles of the upper back making that happen. And then come slowly down with the elbows. Then exhale, lift your elbows. Pull your belly button towards your spine and lift the ball with the elbows staying high. And inhale, bring the ball, hands, and then the elbows down. Exhale, press your pelvis down, lift your elbows, then the ball. Inhale, ball, hands, and elbows come down in that order. And then we're going to exhale, lift the elbows, lift the ball and try and touch it to the back of your neck, keeping your elbows high. And then bring it over to the above your head, but not touching the floor. Keep everything floating if you can, elbows, hands, and ball. And do that 3 more times. Touch the back of your neck with the ball, keeping the elbows high and coming back. Keep your belly button towards your spine as you inhale the ball back. Exhale it to float above your head. And inhale back. Keep those elbows off the floor if at all possible. And if it gets too much, just bring them down a little lower. And then when you're ready, bring your ball behind your back. Hold it with your 2 hands. And you can hold it like grabbing it, like you're grabbing, I don't know, like handfuls of it. Or you can just hold it with your fingertips, whatever bit you can kind of grip. And then pull the ball apart again, whether it's a fist or a fingertip, just imagine you're trying to pull it apart. Inhale here. Exhale, reach the ball down towards your feet by pulling the arms back down from your ears. Inhale again. Exhale, press your pelvis down, belly button to your spine, and float your face up, but don't look forward. So you're just floating the face parallel to the floor, not working in the neck here, but working in the muscles of the back. Reaching your ball back towards your heels, pulling on it slightly. And if it's too much, dump the ball and just interlace your fingers or float your hands apart. Inhale, come gently down. We'll do that one more time. Exhale, pull on the ball or grip the ball, or don't if it's too much, and lift your face, belly button to your spine, reach the ball back for your heels. Stay here for 1 or 2 breaths. And then come halfway down and see if you can lift one or both legs. If that's too much, keep the legs lifted and bring your hands onto the floor, dumping the ball, and then just go and do a bit of swimming with your legs, kicking the legs, not bending the knees, but kicking from the hips. For 10, 9, you can have the hands here at either side of your face on the floor. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and resting down, hands under your shoulders, push up to all fours. We're not going to be long on all fours. We'll have a nice rest or stretch here to undo what we've just done. Not undo it, but you know what I mean. We're going to reach back and we're going to reach forward, keeping the spine nice and neutral, swaying back and swaying forward. Arms are ahead of you. And we're trying to stay fairly neutral in the spine. So let the head stay in line with your spine rather than hanging it. That's it. So as if you were in all fours the whole time, and the only thing that changes really is the knees and the hips. You could imagine you've got a tray of sangria on your back that you don't want to spill. And then when you're ready, stay up on all fours, walk your hands back and come up to a standing kneel, as we say. Hands on your hips, excuse me. Oh, I should have said take your block in front of you first. Pop your block there vertical at the top of your mat. And you can use your stool. I know you have a stool in front of you there as well. You can use that either. And we're going to take our left foot to the outside of the block. And bring, if you can, your fingertips onto the block. I'll just flip around so you can see the hand situation a bit better. So I would keep up fairly high off the block so that you're not dumping all your weight down. And then we're going to do the same movement backwards and forwards and keep your spine nice and long. Now, this is the kind of movement that can banjax a lower back. So if it feels too sort of asymmetrical, and it's very asymmetrical, obviously, but if it feels problematic here in that sacroiliac joint, just come with narrower feet and be up with your hands on your hips. For some people, it's lunges that throw their back out. For some people, it's back bends. For some people, it's forward bends. And we just got to kind of think into that. Next time you come forward, tuck your back toes. You'll need to probably lean heavier on the block as you lift your back knee. Stay as low as you can. And we're just going to do tiny little rocks back and forth over that foot. And try and return to the deep breathing that I've completely forgotten to remind you of. And then when you're ready, take that knee down again and pivot your right foot across behind you, if that makes sense. That's it. And then take that block with you to the outside of your right knee. And you can pivot that foot a little further straight back and bring that block very close to your right knee if you can. And then straightening your left leg, bring your left arm overhead. Lovely left side stretch. And keep breathing there. And then you might be able just to pivot down to bring that left hand to the block and step the right foot to the outside of the block. It will mean you'd be facing away from me. So if you prefer, you can just change sides. And then we're coming into that long lunge facing forwards and going back and forth. So you're kind of not on your mat anymore, or you're, buckety on your mat, which is fine. And again, this backwards and forwardsing in the lunge, you're welcome to keep that a long lunge and your hands on the block, or you can be up with hands on the hips, making a shorter lunge, whatever feels good. And then when you're ready, take your weight to the block, tuck the back toes, and lift the back knee. And straightening that back leg, we're just going to rock forward and back on our toes. That's it, lovely. Just literally a toe massage. Lots else going on as it happens, but. And then bring that left knee down. Pivot the foot back behind you, the left foot. Walk the block to the left knee. Straighten the right leg and take a nice side stretch with the right arm overhead. Beautiful. Even more, if you can bring that block a little further towards the outside of the knee, you'll get a little more side stretch. That's it. Beautiful. Keep breathing. Inhale here. Exhale, bring that hand down to the block. And you can throw the block to one side. Phew! Goodness me.
Yeah.
And then you're on all fours, and we will come to our center by having a nice face down dog. Separating the feet nice and wide. Bend the knees a little more and lift the tail a bit more to let your spine drop back towards your legs. Lifting through the tail like a cat showing off its bum in that hideous way that they do. Swaying side to side, perhaps. Relaxing your jaw, definitely. Breathing. Inhale here. Exhale, bring your knees to the floor. And roll over onto your back. And this time bring your brick-shaped block. And we'll have the very different experience of having that under our pelvis. A nice solid support. But it's definitely, as always, under the bones of the pelvis, not under your waist, and not down right under the bottom of your buttocks, so that when you float your right leg to the ceiling, you really feel that the weight of your pelvis remains on the block. And then it should be, I hope, fairly effortless to float the other leg up as well, but you're really keeping the pelvis on the block, so the legs are not coming close to your face, your lower back is not rolling down to the floor. If anything, you're in quite an arch in the lower back, and the legs can hang sort of effortlessly over your pelvis there. If anything, the heels will be further away than vertically over your bottom. Your knees over your bottom would be the most important thing for you to be able to dangle the weight. And then, if possible, let your arms also float in a similar way with your shoulder blades on the floor. And they're really lazy, these limbs. I really think that that image of a leopard lying face down on a branch with its four limbs dangling that I'm sure you've seen in nature photographs. And this is you in the upside down version of a leopard asleep, dangling either side of a branch. Relaxing your jaw. Breathing deeply. Relaxing your buttocks and pelvic floor. So we worked a lot with the muscles of the hamstrings and the buttocks. And we worked a lot with the muscles of the core. And a bit with the muscles of the back. So let all those bits go soggy. And we did some work in the upper back as well, of course, and the arms. When you feel ready, take your limbs to the floor. Take the block carefully out. And then see if you want to go straight into stillness and relaxation, or if you want to do a quick little bit of twisting side to side first. So that would be letting the knees roll one way and the head the other. or just rolling the head, or stillness. Noticing with a little bit of gratitude the work your body has done. Noticing the regulation of your breathing, your nervous system, or whatever you feel, whatever effects you feel. Long breaths in and slow breaths out. And as always, I suggest that you stay there relaxing, and I will send you the recording and the email